Yo, what's good, y'all? Man, good to see everybody in here. Rob, Harry, Jedi, Joshua Smith. I love it, bro. That is phenomenal. It makes me think that I should change my name to something cool like that. Kevin Golden, what's up, bro? Oh, naturally.
Oh my gosh,
Tiger
King.
That Tiger King is phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
That is awesome. Okay, so Rob, we were actually talking about you this morning, so I got a question for you while we're still waiting for everyone to log on here.
Okay.
All right. So last week you shared with us that you had I think 20 some plan your visits. You've been having visitors, but you had 10 people join the church in the last couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, and this past Sunday, I think we had 2 more people join.
20 some plan your visits. Oh, hold on, we got an echo. I apologize. Okay, there we go.
Sorry.
All right. So sorry, I couldn't hear your response. You had last week. You said you had 10 new people who have joined the church in addition to all the visitors. Is that right?
Right. Then this past Sunday, we had 2 more people join.
Bro, come on.
Yeah, we had 2 more people join, and right now, well, over the past since we've been running the ads, we literally have 50 plan your visits. 50
Bro, 50 plan your visits.
Yes.
And how long you been running the ads for?
Since the 1st of October, 1st or 2nd of October. I mean, not August.
Okay. So basically in a month, you've had 50 plan your visits. You've had 12 people join the church. And how big is your church when you first started?
It was about 60. About 60 people. No, I have to go back and look, about 60, 70 people.
Okay.
So, and what's really making it phenomenal is during this COVID thing, because a lot of people are saying, well, when the COVID calms down, I'm coming to visit your church. So, which was, again, that was phenomenal, because I almost didn't get onto the program because of COVID, because I knew people were going to be thinking that way. But, I just felt the unction of the Holy Spirit to tell me, to go ahead and to do it. So, yeah. So,
bro,
I think there's been a lot of interaction, aside from the bot thing, that really has helped trying to make it as personal as I possibly could. I added in a response that, even after I think it says, after it says, let me get it right. Oh, by the way, our church, we're open this Sunday. Would you like to come for prayer? So immediately after that, I would respond and say, oh, so-and-so, I will be going into prayer. And after I come out of prayer, I'm going to check back with you. And I think that kind of helped make it more personal. And so then that gives me a little bit more time. Then I think it takes away that edge of them feeling like, is this pastor really going to pray for me, or is the agenda just to get me to church? So I think it kind of takes that edge off. And then when you come back and hit them with the audio prayer, it just really then at that point, they're asking you, well, what's your address? Where's your church located? Da, 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 da. So I think that's made a big difference too. And
I love it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So you modified the flow so that after it, just to make sure I understand correctly here. So basically what you said is you modified the flow so that they say, so that afterwards it says, hey, by the way, we're having service this Sunday at 10 o'clock. Would you like to come out so that we can pray for you in person? Right. So it still says that. And then you created another sequence after that says, hey, I'm going to go into a time of prayer, to pray for you. And then I'll check back with you here when I'm done.
And then I'll get back with you, I'll get back with you afterwards. And so the getting back with them is the audio prayer. Then that's when I say, hey, so-and-so, I sent the audio prayer to you. I sent your prayer to you in audio form for you to listen to it and allow the Lord to encourage you. So then that's when they come back. Thank you. How you doing? Da, 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 da. And where's your church at? What time does your service start? So on and so forth. So that's made a big, I think that's kind of made a difference. I won't say it made big, because I haven't been doing it long enough to really gauge it, but I think it's made a difference in adding that in there.
Awesome. Okay, I was checking your account. So you have 36 planned to tag your plan your visit, tagged plan your visit. Excuse me. So 36 tagged plan your visits, and then you're saying like you've had like another 14 people who have basically told you, yes, I'm coming, and kind of plan their visit when they're chatting with you.
Yes.
Awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's huge. Okay. So all right. So just to recap. So you had 60 or 70 people when you first joined the program about a month ago. You've been running for basically August. And
right.
In the month of August, you've had 50 plan your visits and you've had 12 people join your church.
Right. So what I did is I looked at my text in church, because every time someone leaves their name and their phone number and their email, I put it in there. So I just went back and looked, and it was 50 of them. So
bro, come on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so then from that, also, I created somewhat of a flow in my text in church to kind of send them, reminders for this coming Sunday, this Sunday, just to kind of send them a little bit of
love it.
So if they missed that Sunday, and then I'm still staying in contact with them as well. So
okay.
So yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
And it seems like it's working pretty good.
Yeah. I would say. I would say yes.
I
agree with your assessment.
Yeah.
And kudos to you, man, for taking it and jumping into all these prayers and working so hard, because I know it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's changed my life. It's changed my schedule and everything. But
and about 50 other people too.
Yeah.
At least.
And then you really want to see these people's lives change. In fact, I think since I'm in San Antonio, we've had a couple people come from the area that was hit by the hurricane, and so they were asking for prayers as well. And so I had about three to five of those as well that's coming.
Okay.
Some of them are even still here. So
I think 2020 has probably had a resurgence for a lot of people's prayer life. Probably inspired.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Been a lot of prayer needed this year.
Either you pray or you cuss.
And sometimes you do both.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I heard both once.
Okay,
it was
awesome,
from
man.
Grandmaster Jedi Kevin Golden.
Man, okay. All right, man, Rob, thanks.
I don't want to take up everybody. I know other people got stuff, but
well, yeah. If you have a question, man, hit us up. Let's do it.
So I saw that I guess is planned for me to go into the second portion, which is your purpose. But it hasn't kicked in yet. And when is that supposed to kick in on minds?
Yeah. So great question. So so two things. Number one, we recommend that you run the prayer ads for at least 60 days before you go to phase 2 and run Discover Your Purpose. Right. So if you've been running for August, I'd recommend running at least for September before you go in there. So two things. One, with as much momentum as you have, I would take a look at what things look like October 1 and then just say, does it make sense for us to run Discover Your Purpose, or are we killing it right now with the prayer ads and just keep doing that? Right. So October 1, I'd basically, and we can hop on a call and chat about it, but I would look at it and just say, okay, should we turn off the prayer ads and turn on Discover Your Purpose? Or should we keep the prayer ads on and put on Discover Your Purpose and just split the budget between the two of them? Right. Or option 3, just stiff arm Discover Your Purpose and wait a little while, just keep running the prayer ads, right? So I don't think we'll know until we have another 30 days worth of data, right? But October 1st, those are basically your 3 options, right? Either you just keep running the prayer ads, right? Or you run the prayer ads and Discover Your Purpose, or you turn the prayer ads off to Discover Your Purpose on. You're going to reach a completely different demographic of people with Discover Your Purpose. That's why, Pastor Aaron, he's been running, I think, the prayer ads for like a year now. And when he turned but he didn't want to stop doing that, and just all the ministry he was seeing, right, and the results he was getting, he left those and then just split his budget between that and Discover Your Purpose. So
yeah, that's what I was interested in too, is that different group of people as far as Discover Your Purpose.
Yeah,
I wanted to see, because I get a feel of those that are coming for prayer. Really, not all of them are broken, but a lot of broken people, which is what we're called to. But I also, those that are trying to find their purpose, they're kind of seem, my assumption would be that they're more wanting God more. I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I guess
I get it. Yeah, I get it, right? Like, it's just again, it's people who are in different places in life, right?
Right.
Just and that's again, that's why we designed those first two phases that way, right? The first phase of prayer as is to hit the bottom three levels of the pyramid, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and then discover your purpose hits the top two levels of the pyramid and the top two levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So that's a big deal, and that's why you're doing that. What I would look at is, so like we had a pastor that was doing this. They ran, it was right when we first created Discover Your Purpose. So he'd been running the prayer ads for about 4.5 months at that point, and he'd grown from 80 to about 100 in those 4 months. So he was excited about that. But then once he switched over to Discover Your Purpose, right? So 80 to 100, about 4.5 months. Then he went from 100 to 150 in 2 months, right? And what he told me when he called me up, he was like, "Man, this is crazy." But because he was really saying that, hey, a lot of broken people, a lot of people that don't have rides, that kind of stuff, right? The same thing we all see. But the church was growing, he's getting people in there. But he said, man, once we switched over to Discover Your Purpose, we were reaching just higher level people. So for him, he was like, man, we're reaching, entrepreneurs and business owners and people that are, have these white collar jobs and they have leadership capacity, right? And he's like, so a lot of them, he's like, what he told us is that he was able to immediately plug in the Discover Your Purpose people to his leadership infrastructure, which helped him then facilitate the growth that he was seeing from the prayer ads.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So
yes.
now, so whether or not that's going to happen for you, we won't know until we start running that. But I can promise you will definitely reach a different demographic of people, because it's just, and again, it's all based on brain science, Maslow's hierarchy needs, that kind of stuff. So, so I'd say let's go another 30 days on the prayer ads, then let's switch over, and then we can have a conversation. Okay, should we split the budget, or should we just switch over to Discover Your Purpose?
Okay.
But if you add 12 more people to your church in the next 30 days, I'm just telling you right now, we're going to split the budget. We're not going to turn the prayer ads off, right? So, okay, awesome. All right, so man, let's open it up for questions. Do we have anybody else that has a question on the system, something they're seeing? Doug Barsh, what's up, man?
Hey guys, two questions. One is on what Rob was just talking about. Is there any reason to not split the prayer ads in the second month, or the budget between the prayer ads and the Discover Your Purpose in month 2, or is it just too soon? Because we're seeing a lot of the same things you've just described, and we're really more in an area that the second ad will probably do more. So I'm just wondering, any thoughts on that? And then the second thing is, I don't really know how to do the tagging in ManyChat. So if you want to do that offline, that's fine. Or if you want to show me quick, show everyone quick, it's up to you.
Yeah. Thanks. So on the tag thing, here's it. I think we looked at your account the other day. I think you're over tagging people, right? So for us, I actually wouldn't use the use of tags a whole lot. What I would do
I'm not doing anything. There must be something in there. I'm not tagging anyone.
Okay. Could it have been ones that you or somebody on your tech team set up a while ago? Because there was just a bunch of tags. Okay. Like it had stuff like people that already had church homes and all kinds of stuff. So we don't do any of that stuff. We recommend just using the tags that we set up for you, right? And then the rest of it is just kind of through the one-on-one deal. If you wanted to take it a step further, I'd recommend exactly what Rob's doing, which is use something like Text in Church, and then
we're doing that. Yeah, we're doing that.
And I know that you are with like the Plan Your Visit No Show flow and some of that kind of stuff. So with the tags, I wouldn't worry about all those tags. I'd just basically, for the people that are interested in the church, you kind of start putting them into the Text and Church groups. That way you can communicate them with them differently that way. And you can move them from group to group as they continue on in the in your engagement pathway, right? So the first question, as far as splitting, so there's no reason not to. Here's the reason we normally say 60 days, right? So obviously, it's not going to be a one size fits all. If you're like, man, we like what the prayer ads are doing, but we really think that we should then go with Discover Your Purpose and split the budget, then do it. The big thing that we always said 60 days is the prayer ads. The thing that most people don't realize is you're reaching way more people than just the ads themselves. So what I mean is, like, so the people that you're going to reach to Discover Your Purpose, you're reaching them with the prayer ads. They just don't have immediate prayer needs right now. So they're not reaching out. So you forget. But you're reaching thousands of people a day who are going, wow, look at this church, man. Look at this guy, Pastor Doug, who's just out there praying for people. Man, that's so cool, right? They might be thinking, man, I want to be a part of a church that way, like that. They might be thinking, man, I've got a church, but I'm glad this guy's doing it. They might, be somewhere in a spiritual journey where they're like, man, maybe I'll go check out that church somewhere. But it's affecting everybody that sees that ad.
Yeah.
right? Same way, like, man, the word of the Lord does not return void. You're going out there and you're offering ministry. It does not fall on deaf ears. So you're reaching a lot of people, right? And you're not harvesting them yet, but that's what phase 2 is for, right? And so literally it's to prep them. So we want those same people who are going to respond to Discover Your Purpose to see the prayer ad a bunch of times and be like, man, this is so cool, right? Even though it's, it's like if they tried to, if somebody tried to sell me, I'm trying to think of a perfect analogy. I can't think of one, but basically they're trying to sell me something like, oh yeah, I don't really need that right now, right? That's not really my deal. But I'm like, but what a cool company, what a cool concept, right? But then all of a sudden I see something, it's like, man, I'm ready for it. So anyway, I just bought a Traeger grill yesterday. I don't know if you guys know what a Traeger is. Like, I'm nerdy. I've been wanting one for like a year and a half. I finally pulled the trigger yesterday. Like, I just went, I did the dang thing. It's amazing. You can grill from your phone. It's super nerdy. You literally like download the recipes on your like pick it in the app, and then you download it to your grill and you can grill from your phone. They text you when the temperature of the meat is ready. I don't like it's literally the coolest thing you could ever see, right? It's just like you get a text message, time to flip the ribs. I'm like, I'll be right back, right? Like, pause the game, right? Thanks, YouTube TV. Go out, flip the ribs, a little bit more barbecue sauce, like come back, hit play, and keep going, because we all know that tonight at 8:00 Central, the Thunder is going to win Game 7 and knock the Rockets.
No. That's the Rockets game.
That's
That's the
the-
Rockets
You're done,
game.
Doug, you're
The
done,
Lord
you're
has
done.
spoken, Doug.
You're
I'm
going to
sorry.
waiting room.
The
You're
Lord
out.
has spoken.
You're gone.
And then they're going to prove that the Thunder won the whole Westbrook trade. But I'm just saying. So here's the deal: but beforehand, if people tried to sell me Traeger grill accessories, I didn't need them. I'd be like, man, that's really cool because I really want a Traeger and love it. Now, if I see ads for Traeger grills, I'm like, yes, man, I need a grill cover. I want to replace all my grilling tools just with tools that say Traeger that cost me 5 times as much, right? Like, it doesn't make any logical sense, but I'm pumped about it. And so it's just kind of where you're at in the journey. So all those people that you're reaching right now that you'll harvest with Discover Your Purpose, you're reaching with the prayer ads right now, right? And so once you switch over, then they're going to go, oh, that's what I need now. And those people are going to start responding. So you're planting seeds, right? This first 60 days, you're planting seeds in the heart of the Discover Your Purpose people, while you're reaching, the actual prayer people. And so, and again, that's why every single one of the 12 months of campaigns is built up to basically build upon itself. It's because now you're going to have a ton of people who are going to see the prayer ads and think that's cool. They're going to see Discover Your Purpose and think it's cool. Maybe they take the quiz, maybe they don't. But then all of a sudden, boom, 21-day marriage challenge. They're like, yes, that's what I need. I'm in on the 21-day marriage challenge, right? So they sign up for that.
Good. Can I ask 2 more questions quick?
Sure.
I think we figured out our flow, and that is to put them in text in church. And I've done a couple of the actual phone calls from our church line. And in a metro area, I just think it freaks people out a little bit. So I've gone to just doing the record in Messenger because they already know that number, or, they already are communicating with me that way.
Yep.
And so I'm going to see how that works. The other piece is, after Sunday, we had a number of guests Sunday, some directly from the ads. I think I shared with y'all, and already communicated they're going to be back. But, and I did the video follow-up on Monday, and I didn't hear anything. And I thought, it was probably, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds. I thought, well, I don't know, did I freak people out or not? So I'm kind of debating about doing that. I actually only did part of the guests, because the other ones I thought, I don't know, that might be a little much. So I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So one, don't do part of the guest. Do every single guest ever, every single Monday. I know it takes a little bit of time, right? It might take like an extra 20 or 30 minutes, but I promise it's worth it. And you don't freak people out. Listen, like, adding the personal touch, going the extra mile never freaks people out. Right? Like you showing up to their door might freak people out, but sending them a text message of them saying like, hey, what's up? This is Pastor Doug. Listen, Caleb, man, I just want to say, enjoyed meeting you and Jody yesterday. Thank you so much for coming out. Man, just really enjoyed it, man. I hope your kids, I hope Eden and Jackson and Eli all had a great time in our kids' church. And so I just want to reach out to you personally, say thanks for coming. And then, man, just invite you back. We got church again this Sunday, 10 o'clock. Can you make it? Right? End it with a question again, right? Just get them to come back. Now people are going to be responding to that because you ended it with a question, and you're also inviting them back. Because remember, the only thing better than a first-time guest is a second-time guest. So let's use that to thank them, but also to springboard into them coming back 2 Sundays in a row. Like I say, I'm pretty sure it's 40% of people who go to a church 2 Sundays in a row, 40% of them will join the church, right? And become full-fledged members. And if they do it 3 Sundays in a row, I believe it's 80%. So that's all we're, after the first visit, the only thing that matters is getting them to come back that following Sunday. And the best way is just with a personal invite from you as the pastor, right? And it's just like, but it's just being friendly. Hey, thanks so much. You know, so people are going to love that. And some people won't respond. Like, here's what probably happens. I can't prove this, but this is what I think happens the majority of the time, right? Especially if it's like a married couple, right? Like they sit there, they get the text message where you send them that video, right? Because you're texting it to them after you send it.
I just text the video.
Okay, yeah. So you're texting the video.
Facebook Messenger or text message?
Text.
Perfect. Okay, so I think they get the video and just go, oh my gosh, I think they're blown away, and then it's going, honey, come here, check this out. Pastor Doug from yesterday just sent us a video. Check this out, and they're showing the video, whatever, and then they're probably talking about it, and they forget to text you back because they're blown away by what's happening. Right? I say that because
I'll keep going, man. I just like, man, big city. Don't be too invasive, but I'll keep going.
No, do it. And if anybody ever gets mad at you for that, they're weird, right? It's on them, not you.
You're going to get 1 out of 100 or 10 that is, yeah.
Yeah.
But what about the 9? If the 9 love it, it's worth it, you know.
Hey, Aaron, do you have anything to say about this? Because I know you do this all the time.
Yeah, so man, they love it all the time. You're gonna have some people who basically don't respond to you, but everybody's gonna be shocked and surprised. I would tell you that. And let me just be honest. Like, the people that are still at our church impacted the most are those that I personally followed up with. So that personal invite goes a long way in creating connection. And really, the ones that I've done that for or that responded back are the ones that stuck around. So the longest.
Yep, 100%. So, all right, let me ask, Doug, did you say you had one more question after that?
The only thing I said is instead of calling him on the phone, I just did it through Messenger. Okay. And I've had really good, I mean, the tip about asking the question at the end, if they're even remotely interested, I get lots of responses on that. And then typically what I've started doing, if they haven't given me their information yet, is I just say, hey, can I send you a link to get your experience set up for Sunday? And then I send them our Texan Church Connect card link, and they fill that, and then I don't have to move it over. So some do, some don't, but that's kind of the process I'm using.
That's good.
Okay, very cool. I know you had emailed Heather about some of the plan your visit. You're still seeing a lot of plan your visit no-shows. Has that been the case so far? Or are people starting to are you getting more and more showing up now?
Yeah, we've had 3 people all month and probably 20 some plan your visits, but a lot of them they're working Sunday, and they kind of give me the information. They say, I'll come the next time I get off. So I'm just trying to just keep those in mind. And I'm actually, for some reason, everyone that responds goes into the done in ManyChat. So I just go through and put the ones that were halfway interested back in active. And then I'm going to go through and follow. Like, we're starting a new series Sunday, and I'm going to do a blast, and I'm going to do probably some other personal things with some of these, because it'll be a series that'll really speak to this demographic too. So. Okay.
Can I share something, Chris?
Yeah. What's up, Rob?
So probably about 5 years ago, I used to sell cars. And one of the things that they taught me, you probably know this, is that the one that's asking the question is in control. And so a lot of times when I find myself feel like I'm about to lose them, I would ask them a question, even if it's more like, could you give me more detail about what you need prayer for, or things of that nature, just to create a more of a connection. And then after they give that, then I have more to respond to. I have more opportunity to show that I really genuinely care about them. Any little thing that they say, I would put it in a question where they have to respond back to me with more detail, so that they can know who I am more so, even when they're trying to cut you off.
Yeah, that's great, man. So on that, like the strategy I use a lot of times when I talk to anybody, like this, I mean, this conversations with my wife, conversations with friends, right? Like when I'm doing consulting, anything like that, right? Is just the phrase, tell me more about that. Right. So like, you know, like, and because you want open-ended questions and kind of stuff, right? And so it's like, hey, hey, man, you said, like in what you're talking about, Rob, like, hey, you said you need a prayer about you said your wife's having surgery next week. Tell me more about that. Right. And it's just and the weird thing is you think, well, what else? Like, she's having surgery. Right. But you'll find out people will open up. Well, she's been battling breast cancer for 2 years. Right. And we prayed and it went away, but man, it came back, or, like whatever it is, like all of a sudden they're going to give you way more detail. Right. And you can just keep asking leading questions like that. And it's funny. I think we've talked about this before, but it's like asking people about themselves make them like you more. They're doing the talking, but they think, man, Rob's such a good listener. This guy's awesome. And you're actually not saying anything, right? But it's just like, because you're showing a genuine interest in them and their situation, right? So that's why that works. So Rob, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, right? Just asking more probing questions like that, but asking them open-ended, right? In a way, it's just like, okay, like, man, so what's it's like, oh wow, man, breast cancer for 2 years. What's that been like for you guys? Right. And then they're like, oh man, well, it's been really tough on the kids. And it's like, but whatever it is, you're gonna get people just responding more than that, and just keep asking that. And again, they're gonna end up, it's gonna build more of a personal connection, and they're gonna end up liking you more if you use Rob's strategy just by asking questions about that. That's the big thing. Tell me more about that is like the key phrase that everyone loves talking about themselves, right? So it's just like, you just, somebody says something, you say, oh, really, man, tell me more about that. And people just launch into stuff. So thanks for sharing that, Rob. That's a great tip, man. All right. So we've got 2 more minutes here. Do we have any other questions we could hit? Russ, you got a question?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, with going on to the purpose thing, we just started, we're like a week in, or whatever. And so I'm looking ahead going, okay, so we'll probably run it all of September, all of October. That takes us into November, and it starts making me wonder, like, do you guys does like Thanksgiving, Christmas season, does that change? Is there certain things that are better or worse for there? Like, would you recommend going to purpose, or would you save that to the new year? Or what do you think about that stuff?
Yeah. So specifically in this case, so the bottom line is, all of these campaigns work all year round because they're not seasonal. It's the way we built them, right? It's like 21-day marriage challenge. Sure, it works at Valentine's Day. It also works in the middle of July, right? Like, it also works at back to school. Everyone always, when you're going through something, or if you're just trying to level up in your marriage, that's always going to work. Everyone's always trying to discover their purpose. Everyone always needs prayer, right? So again, I think it would be kind of what we're talking about, like with Rob and Doug, where once you've run the prayer ads for 60 days, then it's worth looking at saying, hey, should we continue to run the prayer ads and discover your purpose at the same time? Or should we just go all in on discover your purpose? And I think specifically with, like, if you're talking kind of Thanksgiving and Christmas time, right? Like, I would probably, and again, this isn't one size fits all, but my theory that if it were me is I'd probably run both, because you're going to have a lot of, like, the holidays are really tough for a lot of people. So you're going to reach a lot of people, and just know you're going to get a lot of people that are depressed and going through some stuff. Just be okay with that. Prepare yourself in your heart, but know that that's why you're going to continue running that in November, December, is to reach those people.
Suicides are at their highest that time of year.
Yeah. So and you can make a dent. You can keep people from going to hell, like in your city, literally just by keeping those on.
Keeping a mother and a father alive.
Yep,
right?
100%. But it also leads it to where, like, okay, now discover your purpose is like, you have a really good, there's a lot of people that are already looking to the year, November and December. So they're trying to figure out their purpose for the coming year. So like, when I decided to go all in on learning social media marketing in 2013 was, in that November, December thing. And I was thinking about what 2014 was going to look like. I was like, okay, I'm going all in. I'm going to go learn social media marketing for 2014. A lot of people are doing the same thing. So they're trying to figure out purpose. So purpose is also a great one to run November, December. And then it would naturally springboard into January, where you could run the 21-day marriage challenge, because everyone's looking for something like that at the beginning of the year. So it would actually probably work really, really well if you ended up doing that. So, prayer in September, October, and then prayer and discover yours in November and December, and then 21-day marriage challenge in January.
Hey, Chris, we do that simultaneously. We've been doing that since the Discover Your Purpose is the beginning of this year. We've been running the prayer ad since August of 2019. And I think it makes sense to do both. There's never going to be a time where somebody doesn't need prayer. And you can dial it back budget-wise based upon, what he talked about through times and seasons. I think that's smart. But at the same time, I mean, in some days we've had more traction from the Discover Your Purpose ads, which has like a third of the ad spend that the prayer ads do, but yet it has more people. So it just really depends. But
Yeah,
we do both, and it really reaches who we need to reach.
love it. Thanks for sharing that, Aaron. And I'll tell you guys this. I'll say this right before we go, because I know Curtis, you and I have a call here in just a second. But one of the things that let me just share this, because Josh just put this is awesome. Josh just said, just to praise, though we had 1 week with zero visitors. Though we had 1 week with zero visitors, this last week we had 13 first time and 5 were through the ads. Love it, Josh. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, bro. Keep crushing it. Keep doing that. I love hearing these stories. This is the kind of fact. I'm gonna screenshot that, because we like to show that to the whole team. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, bro. All right. So last thing I was going to say about the Discover Your Purpose, and it's going to be this way for all of the other ads, right? So if you guys have no idea what we're talking about with the other year's worth of ads, you want to talk to us about it, just reach out. You can email heather@churchgrowthagency.com. We can hop on a call and talk about it. But because we don't have time to talk about it here today. But it's basically the other ads, the entire year's worth. Basically all of them. So the prayer ads, right? You're praying for everyone's specific ad. We built that into the other campaigns as well, like Discover Your Purpose. We built it into the 21-day marriage challenge. But regardless of whether or not they respond to that point after they sign up for the challenge or take the Discover Your Purpose quiz, what happens is you're still going to send the audio prayer to every single person that comes through, takes it, regardless of whether or not we just put that added piece in to be like, hey, we're going to be praying for you, as you're looking to find your calling and discover your purpose. How specifically can we pray for you? Now, if they email back or write back in Messenger, great. Now we know exactly what to pray for and we can personalize it. But if not, it doesn't matter. You're still going to send an audio prayer to every single person that takes the Discover Your Purpose quiz. And you're probably just going to be praying the same type. Be led by the Spirit, obviously. You're praying about the same prayer for every single person. It actually simplifies it once you get into that, because you're just praying the same thing every single person, and just getting after it, right? So same thing with the 21-day marriage challenge, right? You're just praying for them and their marriage, and that God will bring them closer in their communication, right? Everything that's going along, but you're still sending the audio prayer to every single person, regardless of whether or not they respond to the how specifically can we pray for you. Again, that's going to create that conversation elevation, where now they're taking it from just like this kind of like random anonymous online conversation to it's a personal connection with the pastor, because man, he just personally chooses the game. And then don't forget, you always end it with the question, all the rest of them, right? So prayer, you're customizing every single one of their prayer requests. All the ones moving forward, you're just praying for whatever it is that they're signing up for. Purpose, marriage, parents, entrepreneurs, Bible challenge, whatever it is. So, okay, Norton Baptist Church, we just had one, and we'll end with this. He says 29 first-time guests, 11 second-time guests, and 7 third-time guests in August, 18 from the ads.
Oh my gosh, Sean.
That is phenomenal, bro. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sean. That's bro.
So serious. Praise God, man. Praise the Lord. That's awesome,
bro. Killing it. Okay, so let's see. I think that's everything. Caleb, will you pray real quick? And then Curtis, I sent you that link in the chat. We'll jump on that other one for our call here. So
yeah, Pastor Bob, stay on. I'll after this meeting ends, we'll do it at the same link. Perfect. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this time that we've had together. I pray for your blessing, Lord, your favor, your protection on all these men and women who've been with us today. Lord, help us to reach as many people as we possibly can for your sake. I pray for the strength, Lord, for the wisdom, for the resources, the personnel. I pray you surround all of us, Lord, with wise counsel. And God, empower us to do the things you've called us to do, and help us know, Lord, and recognize where our responsibility ends and yours begins. And Lord, I pray you'd also share with them all the success they've had, some of the impact that they've had on other people's lives they may not even know about. Yes. So Lord, I pray you'd highlight it for them so that they could rejoice in it and see the fruit of all of their hard work. We love you so much, God. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, perfect. Pastor Bob, if you want to stay on here, you can meet Caleb. Yeah, he's going to log in from his computer real quick. And then Curtis, I'll meet you on the other link that I sent you. The rest of you guys, peace. We'll see you next week. I can close it. Yes. It'll automatically stop when I just pause. When I